Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Old School Miss Rathor. Today, as promised in my previous videos, I am back with 5 top summer fragrances for men. 4 of these fragrances are aquatic fragrances, but one of which is a summer and a spring fragrance, but not exactly an aquatic fragrance. So let's quickly begin the video. The very first fragrance that I'll be talking about will be Nautica Voyage. So first of all, let's spray it and understand the top, the middle and the base note of Nautica Voyage. So basically, it's a very fresh fragrance. Okay. So the top notes of Nautica Voyage is that of apple and green leaves. First of all, what do we understand by top, middle and the base notes? Whenever we spray a perfume, see, first of all, how to spray a perfume, how to make it last longer, for that I'll create a separate video. But in this video, I'll just be mentioning about what is the top, the base and the middle notes. So whenever we spray a perfume, the very first smell that comes out of it is the top note. Top note is something that is the very first thing that you smell in a perfume. That stays for 15 to 20 minutes and at max for half an hour. Then the middle notes is something that stays for almost 2-3 hours, and the base note is actually something that stays for the longest period of time. So as I have mentioned, that this is a summer fragrance and a very fresh fragrance. Though cucumber is not present in it, it's not mentioned as one of the ingredients, but it smells like cucumber. Now we'll be moving on to the middle notes, something that comes after 15-20 minutes. So the middle notes in Nautica Voyage is that of lotus and mimosa. Lotus, I'm sure all of you must be knowing. What is it? Okay, mimosa basically is the touch me not plant. So touch me not plant, I am very sure all of you must have touched in your childhood. So that is the base note for Nautica Voyage. That is the middle note for Nautica Voyage. The base note is that of musk. Now what is musk? Musk is something that is known as kasturi in Hindi, and it is found in the abdomen of the deer. So the base note is that of musk, that of cedar. Cedar is again a tree which is known as, I think, Deodar tree in Hindi. Then the third base note is that of oak moss, and the fourth base note is that of amber. Amber is basically a note. It is not some plant or some tree. It is just a note which signifies a very warm, sweet and a woody smell. So these are about the notes of Nautica Voyage. Now moving on to the pros and the cons of Nautica Voyage. The very first thing that I would like to mention about this perfume is that it is a great perfume at this price point. The longevity of this perfume is really nice. It is very fresh. It is a great fragrance for summers. The second thing, it is very fresh and very clean. It is amazing for summers without a second thought about it. The con, on the other hand, for this perfume would be the same thing, that you cannot wear this in winters. You would not want to smell like, very cool and fresh in winters. Why would you want that? In winters, people look for something that is warm, that is cozy. The second thing that is a con, which is considered as a con in this case, is that the top note is that of the apple, which some people might find synthetic. So that could be one of the cons. Otherwise, it's a very fresh and clean summer fragrance at a great price point. So I would like to rate this probably 7.5 on 10, because it's a good pick. It's not the best, but of course it's a great pick for summers. It's a clean, fresh fragrance for daily office wear. So all of you men can go for this without a second thought. Now, moving on to our second fragrance for today, Davidoff Coolwater. All the perfumes, most of the perfumes actually, not all, are present in three forms: Perfume, EDP and EDT. So this is that, again I'll mention in a separate video, because if I get into that topic over here, this video will become bahut bada and then people would not want to see it. Someone in my family uses this, so from there I picked this, because of course these are men perfumes and I would not be using them. So it's almost over. Okay, and the person who was using this, I asked him to leave 2 or 3 sprays for my review. Again, it's a very common fragrance and all of you probably, I'm sure, must have seen it here and there in the malls, or you might have smelled it somewhere. Okay, so let's just quickly begin with the notes of Davidoff Coolwater. This is the simple one. There are a lot of versions of Davidoff Coolwater. There is ice water, there is sea water. I mean, a lot of versions of Davidoff are there. But I'll be reviewing this one, the Davidoff Coolwater EDT. First of all, let's spray it and see how it smells. Okay. Okay, there are a lot of smells as mentioned in the notes of this perfume. Okay, this smells, the first thing that I get reminded of on smelling Davidoff Coolwater is it's smelling like some men cologne. I mean, it's something that the aftershave that a lot of men must be using. It is very similar to that. There are 7 top notes in Davidoff Coolwater. The very first one is seawater. Of course, it is smelling very fresh and like oceans. The second one is that of lavender. The third is that of mint. The fourth one is that of rosemary. It is again a type of tree. The fifth note is that a lot of green notes are there. The sixth one is that of coriander, and the seventh one and the last top note of Davidoff Coolwater is that of cologne. Cologne is basically a synthetically created smell which is supposed to smell like fresh sea breeze. So these are the 7 top notes. So it's a lot of smells. And it smells like that, like it is a combination of a lot of smells. So all of these things are present over here. So moving on to the middle notes of Davidoff Coolwater, it is that of sandalwood, neroli, which is a flower, and geranium, which is a plant. So it is very fresh. It is, as I told you, it is like some men aftershave. Then it is also sweet. The base note is that of musk, tobacco, cedar, oak moss and ambergris. Ambergris is basically a waxy substance which is obtained from the whale and it is found in the ocean. So these are about the base note. Now moving ahead from the base note, how does it actually smell? It smells very fresh, very clean. It is one of the best summer fragrances, aquatic summer fragrances for men present in the market. But that is also the con of this. Every second person who is wearing a summer fragrance will smell like this. Okay, so that was about the notes of Davidoff Coolwater. Moving ahead on how does it actually smell. It smells like very clean and fresh, like just like out of the shower. It smells soapy and like shower gels, like fresh clean shower gels, and just as if you have walked out of the shower. That is how you will be smelling after wearing Davidoff Coolwater. It's a nice clean smell, but the con of it is very common. So if you want to smell unique, I think probably this is not the fragrance for you. So if you just want to smell nice without considering the fact that it is not very unique, then probably you can use it. I like this smell a lot. I love it. So I'll be rating this in 8.7 on 10. It's a nice smell. If you do not care about how common it is, then probably you should definitely go for this at this price point. So our third fragrance for the night is, yes, I don't own the men Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or Intense. Of course, why would I? Because it's a men perfume. but I really wanted to give a very honest review of this perfume, so I got the tester of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or Intense. So one thing that I would like to share before starting the review of this perfume is that please do not go for the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, because I went to Sephora to try the original one, and after 5-10 minutes something around me started smelling very sweaty, and I was shocked that in a mall who's smelling that bad. So I was very sure that the person I'm working with, he is not smelling bad, and no one was there around me, so I couldn't understand that who's sweating so much. But later on I realized that this was the nuisance creator over there. It's so citrusy that it's, for me, it's my personal opinion, you guys can go and try it out if you want, but the original one, it smells it's so citrusy that after some time it starts smelling like sweat to me, so I didn't like it at all. But this one, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or Intense, this one I absolutely love. It's a great fragrance. So let's quickly begin with the top, the middle and the base notes of this perfume. The top note in this is that of mandarin orange and grapefruit. Both belong to the same family. So the top note is very citrusy. I've already applied it on my hand. I had missed that part of the recording because I was so busy with this perfume that I forgot to record. The middle note is that of seawater and juniper. Again, those two are two very fresh notes. And the base notes are that of amberwood and musk. So that is about the notes of this perfume. Now, moving ahead to how does it actually smell. I would want to rate this a 9 on 10. I like the smell a lot. It's a very soapy fragrance, like as if you have just stepped out of the shower. Very fresh, very clean. It's very vintage, yet it is very modern. Again, it is one of the best summer aquatic fragrances present in the market for men. One fun fact about this perfume is that though it is for men, but I find it very unisex. My sister actually uses it. She loves this perfume. So I think even women can use that. If you are looking for a good summer fragrance, then probably I think even women can go for this. I love this smell. It's just like you have just stepped out of the shower and that is how you will be smelling for the entire day. I think it is one of the best fragrances for offices. It's timeless and it appeals to different generations. I don't think this is a smell that could be worn by elderly or by the young people. I think it is good for everyone. Any generation, any age group can go for this fragrance. I don't find any con of this perfume, but there are some people who feel that the peppery sharpness can be a little annoying or intrusive for such people. I don't find so, but that is a review, so I would like to share that. But for me, this perfume is a perfect 9 on 10, and I think I'll definitely be buying this for myself. And I think all of you men, if you want one of these 5 fragrances, then I think you must go for Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or Intense. So that was about the third perfume. Moving ahead to the fourth perfume for the night, Bvlgari Pour Homme Aqva for Men. Now again, I have the tester of this perfume. I got this perfume when I was buying Dior Sauvage. I'll be reviewing that later as well. I was buying Dior Sauvage for one of the relatives. So at that point in time, I got this Bvlgari Sauvage for men. So let's quickly move ahead to, it's a very cute bottle. And even the actual bottle looks like this only. Just a little bigger, of course, because this is the tester. So yeah, let's move ahead to the notes of this perfume as I've already applied. I love Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or Intense. Okay, so let's move ahead to Bvlgari. Let me first apply this and then I will be mentioning the top, the middle and the base notes of this perfume. I find Bvlgari Aqva Men very similar. The notes are different, of course. I find it kind of similar to Nautica. It's different, of course. The notes are different, but both of them smell very green to me, like very, you know, greeny and very citrusy and very fresh. Let's move ahead with the top notes of Bvlgari Aqva Pour Homme Men. The top notes for this is again 3 citrusy substances. The very first one is mandarin orange, the second one is orange, and the third one is petitgrain, which is again obtained from the twigs and the leaves of a type of orange. So these are the top notes. The middle notes are that of seaweed, cotton flower and lavender. Cotton flower makes it smell, you know, just like fresh linen, like how a fresh cloth smells. So that is how this perfume smells after half an hour. The smell of a new bed sheet, it's something like that. That is how it smells. So yeah, so that is about the middle notes. The base notes for this are that of Virginia cedar, woody notes, patchouli, amber and clary sage. Clary sage make it smell like, you know, sweet and like tobacco. So these are about the base notes. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to mention was about the middle note. As middle note is that of seaweed. Seaweed gives it a slightly salty and marine smell. So it's like a fresh sea breeze in a bottle. So that was about the notes of Aqva Bvlgari Men. Now, how does it actually smell like? It's fresh, of course. It's citrusy, of course. Then once these things vary off, the base note is that of, it's a bit sweet and woody, which again makes it a bit unique. But it's a good perfume. But I do not know, at this price point, I am not able to convince myself to go for this perfume. If you have to go for this, of course it's nice and it's better than Nautica, but if I have to pick between Nautica and Bvlgari Aqva Pour Homme, I'll go for Nautica. It's like deep, dark and classy ocean vibes. You can call it like a sea breeze or refreshing vacation in a bottle. So it's very classy, and I don't find any con to this. There could be one that the longevity of this is considered to be a problem for some, but I think if it stays for 6-7 hours, then it is pretty good. So that was about the review of Bvlgari Aqva Pour Homme Men. I would want to rate it probably an 8 on 10 because it's nice, but it is a bit pricey. Now let's move ahead to the final fragrance of the night. So these 4 fragrances that I have mentioned till now, Nautica, Bvlgari, Dolce & Gabbana and Davidoff Coolwater, all 4 of these are aquatic, fresh, clean summer fragrances for men. The last one that I'll be mentioning is a summer fragrance, but it is not a aquatic fragrance. The connoisseurs of perfume love this fragrance a lot. Okay, so without any more suspense, let's move on to the 5th fragrance. It's Terr de Hermes by Hermes. So this is not an aquatic fragrance, but it's a summer fragrance. So this is something. Okay, so there's so many smells on both my hands that I'm not able to figure this out. Let me just spray it quickly and then I'll move ahead to the top, base and middle notes of this perfume. Wait, let me just apply it over here. Okay. Again, okay. Yeah. So the top note in Terr de Hermes is that of orange and grapefruit, which again makes this very citrusy, therefore a perfect pick for summers. The middle note is that of pepper, flint and pelargonium. So the middle notes give it a smoky flavor, like it's smelling like, you know, smoky and like probably burning steel, if you know how that smells like. I mean, it's a very masculine smell, first of all. I am not a huge fan of this perfume, but a lot of men like this, and this is something, if you guys want to smell unique, then probably this is the smell for you. This is something that is rated very high in the perfume community, and it's not something that could be worn by people who are less than 30. It's a very masculine, it's a very mature, it's a very it's a very, alpha kind of a smell. The base notes of this perfume are that of vetiver, cedar, patchouli and benzoin. So vetiver is khas in Hindi. So again, that is found in the Asian region. I think all the Indians must be aware of it. Like in India, we use khas in our coolers during summers. So that is something that is there in this perfume. It is banned in few countries because it is used as something that people use for intoxication. So that is the base note of it. So after the top notes vary off, the base note is that of vetiver, which makes it very earthy, very mature, very summery, fresh kind of fragrance. Benzoin makes it a bit sweet. It gives a tinge of vanilla. So that is about the notes of this perfume. But if I tell you how it smells like, this is something, okay, so this is something that smells like incense stick to me. I mean, I don't know why, but this is very similar to a room freshener or an incense stick. I mean, it's not exactly like that, but it's a little bit like that. So I am not a huge fan of this perfume, but it is again one of the best summer fragrances present in the market. Therefore, I had to review this one as well. It's a good fragrance, but it is not for the younger generation. It is supposed to be worn by people in the office who want to smell very masculine, very mature, very clean. I would want to rate this probably 7.8 on 10. It's a nice fragrance, but I'm not a huge fan of this. And again, if you guys want to smell unique, then this is the fragrance for you. For all the men who are above 30, I think you guys should go for this. This is a good smell, and if so many people are impressed by this, then probably there might be something in this perfume. I would like to mention one thing, that it is not for everyone. Not all of you will like this, but I think the people who will go crazy for this perfume. So that was my top 5 summer fragrances. If you like my video, please do like and subscribe. It won't mean much to you, but it will mean a lot to me. So, and it will be really helpful, and it will also be very motivating to make more good content for you guys. Go and try out these 5 fragrances and do let me know which one did you like the most. So that's it for today. Bye bye you guys, and have a great day and a great week ahead.